Members, it is about time to make a start. We have attained the quorum. Item number 1, confirmation of the verbatim transcript or minutes of meetings. Verbatim transcript of special meeting held on April the 24th, 2015, and also the minutes of the 26th meeting held on May the 29th. Can I take the minutes as confirmed? A meeting with the CS, there is nothing in particular to report to members. Under matters arising, legal advisor, the Securities and Futures Amendment Ordinance 2014, Commencement, which is 2015, the Securities and Futures OTC Derivative Transactions Reporting and Record Keeping Obligations Rules, and the Securities and Futures Stock Markets, Futures Markets and Clearing Houses Notice. There is a further report by the legal advisor. Chairman, on the 3 pieces of subsidiary legislation, on the 22nd of May, we did submit a report to the House Committee on the 22nd of May to let members know that we were scrutinizing the report, and if necessary, we would submit further report. We did write to the administration seeking clarification on certain legal and drafting issues. The administration has responded, and there is nothing much further to clarify. If necessary, members might wish to set up a committee, a bills committee, from policy point of view. Mr. Christopher Chung proposes a bills committee. Who would like to join? Mr. Sin Chung Kai. There will be further circulation of invitations. Business arising from previous council meetings, Legal Service Division report. Right. The deadline for amendment is 17th of June, and with members' agreement, I will be moving a motion on the 10th of June to extend the scrutiny period to the 8th of July, so the members will have sufficient time for scrutiny. All right, moving on to Legal Service Division report on subsidiary legislation gazetted on May the 29th. Legal advisor, please. There are 5 items there, Chairman. Members, please refer to paper LS 69. The first one is Pharmacy and Poisons Amendment number 4, Regulation 2015. This is to amend the regulations by adding 6 substances to Division A of the first schedule and Division A of the third schedule, and there will be a control regarding the sale and supply. And this will go into effect on the 29th of May, the day this is gazetted. Moving on to the Foreign Lawyers Practice Amendment Rules 2015, Solicitors Practice Amendment Rules 2015, and Limited Liability Partnerships Top-Up Insurance Rules. These 3 pieces are related to the Legal Practitioners Ordinance in relation to Limited Liability Partnership, or LLP. Under certain conditions being met, the partners of a law firm will show the different responsibilities or liabilities to ordinary law firms. Now, the reason why it takes until now that we see these rules is because the Law Society has to scrutinize or deliberate on the issue. Now we have the details available. In particular, they have to look at the top-up insurance arrangement. According to the Law Society, they very much hope that the commencement of the amendment ordinance and the relevant subsidiary legislation will be operational within 2015. Pharmacy and poison, any subcommittee? No. What about the legal practitioners rules? Mr. Dennis Kwok proposes a subcommittee. Who would like to join? There will be further circulation of invitations. Chairman, yes, indeed. The last part is the United Nations Sanctioned South Sudan Regulation, and this is in connection with a resolution by the UN. We propose that this be referred to the subcommittee on UN sanction for further study. Right, we'll refer this to the SITHO's subcommittee for further study. Just a reminder that for amendments, the deadline for notice of amendment is 24th of June. If extended, it will be at the first meeting in 2015-16. Further business for council meeting of June the 10th. If, in the opinion of the President, the council meeting is unlikely to end at 10 p.m., then the meeting will be suspended to be resumed at 2:30 the following day, because we have meetings with the district councils in the morning. Members, there are two motions, non-binding motions. The first one is by Mr. Tony J. Regarding the control or regulation of the maintenance and repair work. The second one is by Mr. Leung Sing regarding the challenges of Hong Kong as an international financial center. Mr. Kenneth Chan has replaced his oral question. Members' motions: proposed resolution under Section 34(4) of the Interpretation General Clauses Ordinance in relation to the Road Traffic Ordinance Amendment of Schedule 10 Order 2015, to be moved by Mr. Frankie Yik. Business for the council meeting of June the 17th. And the meeting will resume on the 18th of June, to be suspended at about 8 p.m. and will resume at 9 on Friday till 1. If necessary, we will resume the meeting after the House, 15 minutes after the House Committee meeting, until such time as we're done with the items. Ms. Emily Lau, you said until we have dealt with all the legally binding business, what about the non-binding motions? Will they be deferred? SG, indeed, Chairman, we consult the members' views. Most of the members agreed with the arrangement as stated. Questions? Ms. Sitho. Chairman, thank you. Assuming that all the members are going to be speaking on the electoral reform package by Friday evening by 8 p.m., we will be ending the meeting. Are we going to be ending the meeting after we're done with the business? If, in the opinion of the President, we can end the meeting at 10, then we'll end at 10. But if in his judgment, we can't, then we'll resume then the following day. Right, if we can end the electoral package at 10, then we'll finish at 10. Indeed, there were 22 questions, 6 oral, and 12 written. There are no bills for first and second reading. Government motion concerning the amendment to the method for selection of the chief executive of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, to be moved by the Secretary for Constitutional and Mainland Affairs. The subcommittee has completed the deliberation. To facilitate members' discussion, I call upon Mr. Tam Yu Chung To bring us up to date on the deliberation of the subcommittee, Mr. Tam, please. Chairman, the subcommittee held a total of 8 meetings to examine the draft proposal of the electoral method for selecting the CE in 2017. The SC received 236 deputations and individuals. The SC deliberated on issues in the administration's proposed model, mainly the composition and selection method of the nominating committee, the nominating committee's nominating procedures for the CE, the voting arrangement, and others in the universal suffrage of the CE election. At the last 2 meetings, the SC discussed the various provisions in the draft proposal for amending the selection method of the CE. After many rounds of discussions, some SC members indicated that they found the proposed model unacceptable and were going to veto it. Other members expressed support and pushed forward constitutional development. The administration said repeatedly that they hoped the members would support the model so that all eligible voters would be able to elect the next chief executive by universal suffrage. Members had no objection to the administration's intention to move the relevant resolution on June the 17th. In view of the fact that the administration indicated at the last meeting that the resolution to be presented would be the same as the draft proposal, members had no objection to my proposal that no new subcommittee need be set up to study the government resolution. A report will be submitted shortly to the House Committee detailing members' views. Thank you. In the light of NPCSC's decision, the President has instructed that it's only the administration that can move any amendments to the resolution, and the resolution need 2/3 majority for endorsement. And each member will have 15 minutes to speak. There are 15 instruments, and the deadline of amendment is on the 17th of June. I urge members to notify the Secretariat if they want to speak on the 9th of June. Report of the Bills Committee on Inland Revenue Amendment Number 2, Bill 2015, and the Chairman of the committee. The purpose of the bill is to amend the Inland Revenue Ordinance to implement the concessionary measures in the 2015-16 budget. With effect from the year of assessment 2015-16, increasing the child allowance and the additional one-off child allowance in the year of birth, and B, reducing salaries tax on the personal assessment and profits tax or the year of assessment 2014-15. The BC took note of the rationale for the concessions and their implications on public finance, and they supported the bill. The BC will not move any amendments to the bill and will support resumption of the second debate. The administration indicated that it will give notice for the resumption debate to take place on July the 8th, 2015.
I'd like to remind members that if they want to move any amendments to the bill, the deadline for making notice is 27th of June. A report of the Subcommittee on Buildings Administration Amendment Regulation 2015 and Building Minor Works Fees Amendment Regulation 2015. Mr. Tony Chair. Mr. Chairman, there are 2 amendment regulations to revise the fees and charges of 46 items charged by the Buildings Department with regard to the APs, RSEs, building contractors, and registered minor works contractors, the registration of these individuals and companies. The subcommittee has completed its work of studying the regulations. Members are concerned that some of the items will face an increase of more than 40%. The administration explained that such fees and charges had not been revised for the past 10 years. The administration's policy is to revise the fees and charges to the level which is adequate to recover full cost of providing a service. Members are also concerned whether the increase in fees and charges would be transferred to the consumers. The administration explains that the fees were mainly registration fees for professionals and contractors. They were not related to any individual projects. With regard to the registration fees for minor works contractors, the registration procedures have been simplified. The administration will revise 6 fee items downwards. After explanation, members of the view were of the view that the adjustment according to the revised regulations have no direct impact on people's livelihood. The administration has already consulted the stakeholders. Members have no objection towards the amendments, and they will the amendment regulations, and they do not move any amendment. The written report will be submitted in due course. Report of Subcommittee on Mandatory Provident Fund Schemes Amendment Ordinance 2015 Commencement Notice 2015. Mr. Chung Kok Pan. Mr. Chairman, the Mandatory Provident Fund Schemes Amendment Ordinance 2015 Commencement Notice 2015 seeks to designate the 1st of August 2015 as the commencement date for some of the provisions of the Mandatory Provident Fund Scheme Amendment Ordinance. The commencement notice covers the allowing of earlier withdrawal of accrued benefits on the ground of terminal illness, the clarifying terms for the purpose of early withdrawal, making withdrawal, simplifying the process for withdrawal on total incapacity ground, and reducing the compliance burden on trustees and employees by employers, by simplifying operational process and communication. The subcommittee has no objection to its notice. Members are very concerned about the publicity arrangements for the relevant provisions and new arrangements. Members suggested to the administration and the MPFA to work with various parties through various channels to strengthen publicity. The administration and the MPFA have given undertaking to mount targeted publicity and education campaigns, and in response to subcommittee, they will focus on medical practitioners, patient groups, social workers, financial insurance and MPF intermediaries, explaining the new arrangement for withdrawal of accrued benefits for terminal illness, and they have also provided the pamphlets for our perusal. The subcommittee will not move any amendment on the notice. The subcommittee will provide a written report in due course. Report of Subcommittee on the Statutes of the University of Hong Kong Amendment Statutes 2015. Ms. Kim Yun, would you please report on behalf of Mr. Abraham Sheikh?
Of the University of Hong Kong and completed scrutiny of the statutes of the University of Hong Kong Amendment Statute 2015. The amendment statute amends the statutes of the University of Hong Kong in the schedule to the University of Hong Kong Ordinance Cap 1053 to add certain master degrees, which may be conferred by Hong Kong U. Subject to negative vetting by this Council, the amendment statute will come into operation on July 10, 2015. Members note that the 3 new master degree programs are self-financed taught postgraduate programs. They have sought further information from Hong Kong U on these programs relating to admission, in particular the intake of non-local students, curriculum and professional recognition, if any. The subcommittee notes that the programs have been approved by the Senate, the Council and the Court of Hong Kong U. The Education Bureau and the Department of Justice have also been consulted. The subcommittee does not object to the amendment statute and will not propose any amendment to the amendment statute. The subcommittee will submit its written report in due course. Thank you.
I'd like to remind members that if they want to make any amendments, the deadline is the 17th of June, and if and the notice deadline is the 10th of June. Conditions of the situation of the Bills Committees and subcommittees. There are 14 Bills Committees and 9 subcommittees under the House Committee and 9 subcommittees under panels for studying policy, and 4 policy committees, subcommittees are waiting in the line.